Welcome to Blind Date with a Book, a virtual dating game presented by the Library Shop in partnership with the UC San Diego Bookstore. Blind Date with a Book takes everything you love about dating, the crippling anxiety, the awkward first impression, the initial hopeful joy that inevitably turns to disappointment. But we've replaced the number one downside to dating, people, with books. And not just any old books, but books handpicked by our expert local booksellers and librarians. Best of all, if today's date doesn't work out, you don't have to finish the chapter or figure out how to get home. Wow, I nailed the timing on that. That was great. Welcome, everybody. I'm Scott from the Library Shop. We are a nonprofit book and gift shop inside the Central Library. We're currently closed, but we're open 24/7 online, and that's why I'm stuck here in this room, because we aren't actually physically at the library right now, but you can shop online, libraryshopsd.org. We're doing free local delivery, $4.95 flat rate shipping anywhere in the United States, so check us out. We are a nonprofit book and gift shop inside the Central Library that is owned and operated by the San Diego Public Library Foundation. And the foundation advocates and fundraises in support of the San Diego Public Library. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're working on here in a second. But first, I want to bring in our partner for this event, and that is the UC San Diego Bookstore. And that is Terry, their manager. Here's Terry. Terry, how you doing?
Hi. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
So Terry, we're both local independent bookstores in town, and we both do a program called Blind Date with a Book. And at the Library Shop, we've done it for a few years, and we only do it during Valentine's Day. But you guys have turned it into a year-round, amazing program. So you're the expert here, so why don't you tell us how Blind Date with a Book works in the physical bookstore world?
It is, yes, year-round, because it is definitely our most popular book display. It's emptied almost daily. And the books that we have, several books that we wrap up in black paper and write on them little hints about what the book is.
Here's a picture of one of Terry's displays.
Oh.
Give you guys an idea of how elaborate and beautiful it is.
Those are elaborate.
Yes, and we love doing it. All the booksellers handpick. We only put books on there that we love, love, that we hand sell like crazy because we love them. So, yeah. And we have on our website, there's a link where for the Blind Date with the Book and a video. Go and check it out.
Everybody's going to pitch stuff today. So what's your website?
UCSanDiegoBookstore.com.
And are you guys open for in-person shopping or online or?
We are primarily online. We are open limited hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And but the campus is not necessarily open to the public. But it is available for pickup at the window.
Cool. Okay. So I mentioned before the San Diego Public Library Foundation, who I work for, the Library Shop is owned by. We are currently working on a project called the Library Master Plan. So the current master plan is about 20 years old. So it's time for a new one. And we are really focusing right now on getting the community's input about how folks use the library and what they want to see from the library in the future. So we have this thing called a community survey. If you look on the bottom of your screen, there's a link that says, tell us what your library can do for you. Terry, have you taken the survey already?
I have taken the survey.
For purposes of this demonstration, why don't you pretend you haven't taken the survey? You don't know anything about it. Let me show you, Terry, how easy it is for you to take the survey. So all you do is click the link at the bottom of the screen and go to supportmylibrary.org/master-plan. I appreciate a hyphen. My name is hyphenated, so it's always good to see a hyphen. You go to this page and you click Take the Survey. And so easy. We have it available in 7 languages. So I'll just pick English just to give you a brief idea. And it's 5 simple pages that are about this intensity level. And so fill that out and submit it. And what that does is that gives the master plan that we come up with will have community input. The city council will see how serious we are about doing this and see that everyone's voice has been heard, and they'll take it very seriously, and that will help us build a stronger library in the future. And one of my goals is jetpacks for the librarians by 2050. So that's something I'm going to put in my survey comments. So please fill that out. I'm paid by the click. The analytics for Crowdcats tell me if you've clicked the button. So please just click the button to humor me, and maybe after this is over, we can fill it out. So that's my infomercial. Terry, do you have anything you want to add for UCSD before we get started?
I just wanted to talk about the blind date, which I did. And I wanted to mention that Indie Bookstore Day is coming up April 24th. And we're doing a virtual book crawl again with 11 stores total. And Scott Library Shop and UC San Diego Bookstore are 2 of those stores, and you should join us.
And we've got a couple special guest blind date books from a couple other bookstores as we get moving here. So let's get started. Today's contestants will have the choice of a blind date with one of 3 books handpicked by booksellers and librarians. To determine which book they are compatible with, contestants will be allowed to ask 3 questions, which each book will answer. Since only audiobooks can talk, today's blind date books will be represented by the bookseller or librarian recommending them, and they have been encouraged to answer as if they are the book and told not to reveal character names or specific information that might easily identify them. Contestants will make their choice after 3 rounds of questions or 5 minutes, whichever comes first. And if the pace is about the same as this event so far, the 5-minute clock will run out before they get to 3 questions. But let's see what we can do. The book they select for their blind date will be delivered to their doorstep free of charge to keep forever, or to donate to the Friends of the San Diego Public Library after a few uninspiring pages. So let's bring up our first contestant. I'm going to pull up Amy. If Amy's here, I've invited you on screen, so you'll see a little notification pop up. So please accept it. And then let's meet our books for this first round. If you guys want to turn your cameras on, okay. Karen. Yes, perfect. Oh, this is already running smoother than I ever imagined. Okay, Amy.
Hi.
Welcome to Blind Date with a Book, the world's first virtual dating game for books and readers.
I need it. I really need it.
Amy, you are an improv comedian with a master's degree in library science. We'd love to see that. You are the owner of Finest City Improv, and it says you help people find more courage and joy in their lives through laughter. When you're done being funny, you recharge in a hammock with a good book, preferably historical fiction.
It's true.
So, Amy, your sound is a little. I can hardly hear you.
Is that better? I can. Talk
that's very good.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yeah. Go loud. Go loud. So we've assembled 3 books for you to choose from. I've got Lydia from the San Diego Public Library. Lydia, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Scott. How are you?
I don't think anybody cares right now. Let's just keep moving. Bethany.
I beg to differ.
Yeah. Thank you. Bethany, you're also from the San Diego Public Library.
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been with the library?
This system, almost 3 years.
3 years. Okay, we have not met, so that is embarrassing. But it's great to finally see you. And what branch are you at?
I'm at the University Heights branch.
Oh, cool. Okay, right by the market there.
Yes, by Sprouts.
Yes. It's an amazing parking lot. And then Karen, is from UC San Diego Bookstore, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for being here. So, Amy, you have 3 questions to determine which of these 3 books you want to go on a blind date with. So, take it away.
Oh, great. Well, we did mention that I most enjoy spending dates in a hammock, and my last book was a little disappointing. We didn't last very long, so I want to be even more comfortable. Where would you suggest that we snuggle up together? I'll start with Lydia.
Oh man, I would say that we should definitely snuggle up someplace where we can watch the sunset, particularly because it could be our last.
Wow. This is already creepy. I
Sounds
love it.
risky. I like it. I like the risk. How about you, Bethany? Where should we snuggle up?
Preferably in a comfortable chair with a blanket and a cup of tea.
Oh,
I like tea. I'm more of a coffee drinker, but I can do a tea now and then. And Karen?
I really like adventure, so I think we should go to like an old train station, someplace that people usually don't go. That would be great for us.
Okay, I'm feeling that because I want to. Okay, I'm feeling that. I like trains too. I also like boats. So, okay, great. So, I'm not really that into big time commitments. Like, I'm probably gonna date you fully invested once, but I'm not gonna keep you on a shelf. I might keep you in my Kindle list, but other than that, I'm gonna move on. So, tell me how you'll deal with that when I'm ready to move on.
to whom?
Oh, let's
First.
go. Let's go to Bethany.
That's a tough
When we
question.
break up, how's it gonna go?
It'll be fine. I have a sequel. If you
Oh,
like me, I have
Oh.
a second option that comes afterwards, but only one other option after that.
Okay, good. So like a little bonus, but not too much.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Karen?
I'll be okay with it. I really like for things to move forward. I just want everyone to be in the best place possible.
Oh, fantastic. And finally, of course, Lydia.
Absolutely okay with it. Very low commitment. I'm here to make you laugh. I'm also okay with an open relationship and sharing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that sounds like a steamy book we got there. Good. Oh God, final question. So much pressure. All right, we can attend one epic event together. Like we can go anywhere in the world and go to one epic sort of event, festival, music festival, sporting event. Where are we going together? Let's plan a trip. Of course, Karen, you start.
Well, my heart really lies in the 80s, so I'm gonna have to say maybe a special charity event that mixed 80s music and philanthropy together. I think that'd be my ideal date to take you on.
Okay, got a big heart there. Got a mission. I like that. How about you, Bethany?
Probably a trip to a special weekend in Bath, England.
Ooh. Okay. I like Bath and I like British people. So that sounds great. Lydia.
I will take you to paradise. And I would say that definitely the event that we're going there for is to witness the apocalypse. Because truly, what else is more memorable?
Oh my God, that's going to be so hard to choose.
Maybe you could give a little mini bio books.
Oh yeah. Introduce yourself to me.
Books?
mini bio. Sure. Like 10, like a 10. I think they did pretty good. Amy, do you feel comfortable?
I'm ready.
You're ready to
I'm
make
ready.
let's just
I'm
make a
being pulled in
choice.
so many different directions because I want to be on a train, but I lived my teenage years through the 80s and I just can't go back there. I just can't. And like, I think I'm going to get to England and I'm going to be stoked because I can drink beer, but then she's going to be like, here's the bath. And I'm going to be like, wait, I wanted a hot tub, so that won't work. And honestly, I think there's something right now that's just, the apocalypse is appealing to me. A sunset in paradise. I'm going with that. And I'm, you know what? And I'm even okay that there might be a second. Wait, but that's the other one. That's it. I'm going with Lydia's book.
Lydia's book. Okay. So let's, in true dating game fashion, let's meet our runners-up first. So Karen, why don't you reveal your book? Give us like a 10-second pitch of what it's about.
Oh. Can I show the book? Right?
Yeah, show the book.
Okay. I found one of them. So my book is Tuesday Mooney Talks to Ghosts. She works in research for philanthropy for hospitals, and she does a lot of research on very wealthy people to help her hospital donate funds. There's a prestigious event where one of the attendees passes away, and then
ooh, she killed him.
I won't say what happens, but there is an ensuing scavenger hunt, which takes them to unusual places because it's a bunch of puzzles they have to figure out. And so it's about, they say she's a loner, but it's really about friendship and then staying true to yourself. And then there is a ghost, and you don't know if the ghost is real or imaginary. So
I love that.
highly recommend it.
Just like my love life.
And it has it takes place in Boston. So if you are interested in the East Coast, it has a time.
No, only one free book per contestant, Karen. So Bethany, show us your book.
My book is Austenland by Shannon Hale, and our main character is obsessed with all things Jane Austen, and her obsession has started to encroach on her love life, so she decides that she's going to go to an immersion vacation where she is immersed in the land of Austen to either rid herself of this obsession or possibly find love. There is a sequel where it takes place in Austenland, but not with the same characters, and it's more of a mystery themed. And there's a movie that was made out of this book that is fantastic.
Well, Bethany, Karen, thank you for joining us. Thank you for presenting your books. I'm going to boot you guys out, but thank you for being here. And see you on the next episode of Blind Date with a Book. And let's see where our blind date is going to take place. Lydia, show Amy what book she's going to be reading next.
This is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I think this is ideal pandemic reading because it makes light of apocalyptic scenarios. For example, there are 4 horse people of the apocalypse, and there are a lot of witty, funny things. This was made into an Amazon series not that long ago, and I do enjoy the series, but I also really enjoy reading the book. I've read it multiple times. The reason that I said open relationship okay with sharing is because there are 2 authors. But yeah,
wow.
It's also
the 2 for 1. I like it.
Yes, exactly. 2 very
that is
witty,
right up my
humorous
alley.
people.
Yeah, satire, comedy satire. Satire is my thing. I love it. I'm very excited. I actually tried to watch the series and I wasn't getting into it, so I'm super stoked to read it.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely
be with that book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Amy, thank you for being an amazing first contestant. I forgot I was hosting the show at one point. I just became mesmerized by all this nonsense. So thank you for doing it, and we'll get in contact with you to get your book to you. And Lydia, thank you for being here. You were amazing as well. And I'll see you guys, and we will move on to our next contestant. So Amanda Hawthorne, if you're with us, I've just invited you on screen. And Terry, this is where we do small talk to fill the time. Amanda, how are you doing?
No pressure to follow that up, man.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was awesome.
So let's see. Sarah, I'm looking for Sarah UCSD. Is Sarah there? Sarah? And then Seth Marco, if you're in the crowd, give us a holler in the chat. I don't see you.
There's Sarah.
Sarah, how are you doing? Okay, our next contestant, Amanda Hawthorne. She works in HR, but when her out-of-office memo is turned on, you can find her traveling, exploring San Diego's craft brewery scene, or sitting by the pool with a good book. Amanda, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, I've got Deborah on the way, hopefully. She said she's accepting and connecting. I don't see my pal Seth, so I'm going to... Oh, there's Seth. Hold on. Let me invite him up. Oh. There we go.
It's here.
Hey, don't ruin the show. Don't ruin the show by like carping at me already. Welcome. So Amanda, while we're waiting for your third book choice, let's meet our other two books. Sarah, you're for UCSD Bookstore. I want to thank you for styling your background to be so nice. That was really touch. File cabinet look. I can't quite hear you. Sarah?
Can you hear me?
Really?
No, you're very, very quiet. Seth's loud though, so
Yeah, it'll even out.
he'll even it out.
Seth, you are from the world famous Book Catapult, the local independent bookstore with the globally ridiculous name. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your store.
What's that mean? Yeah, I'm from the Book Catapult. We're about 3 years old. We're a general bookstore in South Park here in San Diego.
And
we're awesome.
And the name, I joke about the name just because it comes from a blog that you used to do, and you're not your claim to fame. Obviously, that would be David Mitchell books, but but one of your notorious blog posts was you read a chapter of a James Patterson book every day for what, a year?
117 days.
And you posted,
and I blogged about it every day.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a while ago, and you still remember 117.
Yeah. Well, I became famous in my own mind during that time period. So.
Yeah. So that made the process of starting your own bookstore seem really easy compared to that, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
Okay.
there are no James Patterson books in here. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So I don't know if Deborah
Sarah
can join us. Sarah, can we hear you? Sarah, I'm going to turn on your toggle your sound. So you're going to be lost and back. Can you hear us now, Sarah?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Better.
Yes. I
Okay.
tested it too. I'm sorry. I don't know what's
That's
going on.
okay. That's okay. So let's get moving for Amanda. I'm going to, it looks like Deborah's here. So let me re-invite her. This is going pretty well, Seth, don't you think?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Good.
I'm having fun.
I do think Sarah and I have the two best backgrounds so far. You like my...
Right?
Hey,
Books.
Deborah, you made it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Let's get rolling. So Amanda, well, real brief. Deborah is from Diesel Books, bookstore in Del Mar.
Yes, Diesel Bookstore in beautiful Del Mar.
Okay, and then I want to get to your other backstory here in a second, but let's do the round first, okay?
Okie dokie.
Okay, so Amanda, you have 3 questions to ask your books, and no pressure.
Okay.
That last
Yeah,
week.
no pressure. I did have a few prepared, so hopefully I'm
Great.
not going to totally fail here. But all right, so the first question I'm going to ask each of you is to name a few shows that your book would be binge watching during quarantine lockdown. So we'll start with Seth.
Yeah.
Those are good.
That's a hard one. Maybe Hawaii Five-0, the old one, just for the setting, though. Not. Not because I like cop shows, I guess. Oh boy, that is hard.
That is a very hard question.
Yeah, I'm stalling for you two right now.
Oh, sorry.
How about I can ask a different question and then we can come back?
Yeah. Wait, let me think about it. Go to the next one.
I would say that I would probably have the TV on, but wouldn't be watching it. Most likely, probably just doing a crossword or something instead.
Okay.
I'd be watching Call My Agent. That's a French. Is it on Netflix? That's a French show about cinematic agents, TV and film actors. It's really good. Also, by the way, I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
I think, let me just jump in real quick. I think what Amanda has done in true dating game style is she's phrased a question that's maybe thrown us off, but what she's really saying is compare the book to a couple Netflix shows. That's what she's really saying. Impossible. Okay.
Impossible.
So she doesn't really want to.
Okay, I was following the instructions.
Speaking as the book, there's nothing like me out there.
Well, that in itself is a statement.
It is.
Sarah, you got any one show that would be similar?
Probably I'm trying to think of a documentary on, I don't know.
File cabinet.
Documentary right now. I can't think of it.
Sounds thrilling.
Yeah, it really
I'm also watching old kung fu episodes.
I like Deborah. Okay, Amanda, next question.
Cool.
Okay, so half of the enjoyment of a book is where you read it. So tell me what is the best setting for me to read each of your books in. We'll start with Sarah.
I would say on the couch, comfortable, cozy place. Maybe go out to a concert, but it would be hard to read me there. So, but I like music, but I kind of stand in the background and listen. So, yeah,
okay.
Maybe, or a bar. I do like to have vodka or brandy if I run out of vodka. So, one of those options. Yeah, that'd be where I would be.
Nice. What about you, Deborah?
I think you want to take me to P.F. Chang and lead me there.
All right.
What about you, Seth?
Definitely on a beach somewhere tropical would be nice. Sort of jungly maybe in the background, or a beach here in San Diego would be okay. Or even a coffee shop in Portland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are very different.
If you pick, yeah. I mean, I'm versatile that way.
That's nice. Okay. Hopefully this one doesn't throw you guys off. But what are, if your book was adapted into a show of a film or a TV show, what are some songs that might be in the soundtrack, or what kind of music would be in the soundtrack?
These are excellent questions.
This is not what I expected. No softballs here.
That's because we didn't do a walkthrough, so you had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, no idea.
You can go your own way.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Deborah?
Everybody is a star. It's an old song. It's an old song. Anyway, it's an old Sly and the Family Stone. Yeah, no, it's an old Sly and the Family Stone song.
Nice.
It's got a lot of soul. I think soul is what we're going for.
Seth.
It's got to be some kind of luau music, I would think. It's definitely a soundtrack throughout my story, but yeah, not the best. I don't know. It's just always sort of in the background, I guess. It's not front and center music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, those are really good question answers. So thank you. Didn't give me a whole lot of
I don't know what any of these books are. I'm not even sure what mine is at this point. I don't even know.
I don't even know what I know what the book is. So that
I feel like you're throwing darts at this point, Amanda.
Yeah, I do too. But
Which, we're short on time, so throw
yeah,
a dart.
I'm gonna go with Deborah. I think she knew her book. So.
Seth, why don't you tell us what amazing books she missed out on?
This is my book. It's a debut novel called Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawhi Strong Washburn. Was the best novel I read last year.
Wow.
It's about this family. So it's 3 siblings and their parents. They live in Hawaii, and that's why all the Hawaii family. Like I couldn't think of anything else. It's not all set in Hawaii, but the majority of it is about Hawaii and this family that's there. But there's sort of a magic element to it. It has a lot of like old Hawaiian mythology and folklore in the background of it. And so when tragedy strikes this family, it's the magic of Hawaii that kind of binds them back together again. I thought a beautifully written book. Really unusual, but it's, and like I said, there's a lot of this sort of magic element to it that I'm not even really getting into, but if anybody else out there has read it. Terry, did you read it?
I definitely fell madly, deeply in love with that book. It was great.
Missed out.
Yeah, you can still read it.
No, I don't think so.
Don't tell your date.
Sarah, what?
Just don't tell your date.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. And Sarah, what was your book?
Mine is.
I love that book.
Is completely fine. Of course, she's not. You read this one. It sounds like already so good. You didn't pick it, so you can read a new book. It's about a 30-year-old woman who has an office job, is living alone, is very stuck to her routine, kind of doesn't really fit in anywhere, and it's her journey of kind of helping this older gentleman one day and meeting up with another colleague at work, and kind of you find out some things about her past. It's very funny. It's very heart-wrenching. Good read. So
yeah,
if you haven't read it, I recommend it.
That's actually next, so it's good that we didn't get set up again.
That happens in blind dating, right? You end up,
yeah.
Sarah, thank you for joining us. Seth, thank you. Full disclosure, Seth and I worked together for 12 years, and I even worked at his bookstore. And it's
who cares?
What's your website? What's the website?
It's thebookcatapult.com.
Okay, thanks, Seth.
You want me to tell her what?
Oh yeah, we're clearing. I'm clearing
Take it
the
easy.
screen.
The stage there,
Yeah. All right. See you, Seth.
Bye. Thanks.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just clearing the setting
I'm
for you.
sorry. I couldn't see anybody for the first round, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So why don't you tell us where Amanda is going on her dream date?
Amanda, you are going to Interior Chinatown.
Nice.
By Charles Yu. I don't know if you've heard of this book or you've seen it. The copy you get will likely have a slightly different cover, but very similar to this. This, like Seth, is my favorite. I read 11 billion books last year, and this was my favorite one that I read. I could not put it down. The cover first grabbed me. You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it was very exciting. So I pulled it off and I started reading it, and I couldn't put it down. It's about, and I always have a hard time describing it, even though I've described it a million times, because I want to tell everybody about it who comes into the store. It's a little complicated. It's kind of written in a screenplay format, so it's sort of a film within a book within a film, and it's about it's set in Chinatown, as you can imagine, here in California, and the protagonist is an Asian American man who wants to be a TV star, but he can't get roles other than generic Asian guy or like food delivery guy or evil drug runner or something, you know. He aspires to be Kung Fu guy. That's the role that he wants to have. And it's sort of, the whole thing is written as if he's going through these things in a movie or in a TV show. So he's filming a TV show while he's imagining the TV show. It sounds more complicated than it is. It actually really works. And what he does so brilliantly in this book, by the way, it won the National Book Award last year. It takes on the stereotypes that we have, you know, and that we make unconsciously without even knowing it. But at the heart, there's also like a really amazing family story and how this family gets along. It is hilarious. I laughed out loud in several places, and it just is just sharp, clever, funny, and touching as well. And I learned a lot, and I think you're going to love it. It's just a awesome, fabulous book. So I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Thank you.
Amanda, congratulations. We'll reach out to you about getting your book delivered to you. And then thank you for being here.
Mhm.
And then Deborah, I wanted to do a little segue. So you are, in addition to a independent bookseller, you are also a published author and a novelist. You have a quite large backlist of very good books. We met many years ago when your first book was published. It was a nonfiction book called Waiting, about your time waiting tables. And you are one of the few examples of a blind date book that actually worked out. So why don't you tell us how books brought you to the person you're with now?
So this is a good story. I bore people with it all the time, depending on who I'm telling it to. But my first book, as you said, Waiting, and I was just telling somebody the story of the great little bookstore in the Del Mar Plaza called Esmeralda, where we met for the first time. And Carol Carden was nice enough
which
to
I helped put out of business. But yes, Carol, who runs solo now, yeah.
She was nice enough to host me for my first book signing, and it was great. And anyway, that's how I met Scott. But before the book came out and before this all happened, I was talking to my editor about it, and she said, you know, our Southern California rep, he really likes this book, and he's been selling it well in the territory, and he told me he really likes it. And, you know, you should have coffee with him or something, you know, because you're in his territory. And I said, you know, anything to sell a book, right? It's like win-win, sure. And so she gave me his email address, and I emailed him, and I said, hey, you know, Sally says, you know, blah, 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 you really like the book. And I, you know, was wondering if we want to get together for coffee. And he wrote back and he said, oh, yeah, I really like it. It's been my favorite title this season. I'm really selling it well. Hey, I'll be down there on Sunday. How about dinner? And I was like, oh, dinner. Sure. Dinner sounds great.
Which the publisher pays for dinner. So that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Not anymore. Anyway, so I thought, oh, I've given this guy my home address. What if he's like an axe murderer or something? And I was like, yeah, book business, axe murderer, probably not. And then he showed up, he came with an armful of books, like really like a stack of books. And that was very clever, because that immediately made me like him, predisposed. We had a really fun dinner. I took him to one of the places I wrote about in the book. And I'll just skip to the chase now. Reader, I married him. So
yeah,
that's how that went. So win-win for everybody.
So a literal blind date with a book that worked out.
That's
Worked out, yep. And
So,
that was a long time ago. Yeah.
It was, right?
Mhm.
Deborah, thank you for being here. Hopefully we can do this again.
Yes, thank you for
Diesel
inviting
also
me.
has a Crowdcast channel, right?
Diesel has a crowdcast. It's and you can go find it by going to www.dieselbookstore.com, and we have everything over there. You can order from us over there. You can find our crowdcast over there. You can see we do a lot of videos every week. Lots of fun stuff. In fact, we have reps. We do a little thing with reps every week, and that's all there. You can find that there. We are open for browsing 7 days a week. And do stuff over the phone as well or online. So come and check us out.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Deborah. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott. Bye. Bye, Terry.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Next round, we've got Mr. B is
Hello.
here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay? I got my fancy microphone with me, so, audio hopefully is good.
Very good. You are at your College Rolando, San Diego Public Library, correct?
Yes, sir. College Rolando Branch Library. Awesome place to go. Check us out, guys.
And then Vanessa, you are at the Pauline Foster Teen Center here at Central, correct?
Yes, and I am in the Pauline Foster Teen Center right now.
Oh, wow. It's a live look-in at the San Diego Public Library. This is exciting. And then Christina, you look like you might be in your office at the PB branch. Is that correct?
What gave it away, Scott? Yep, I'm here at PB.
Cool. Thank you guys for being here. I've invited our next contestant up. So hopefully she gets on, no problem. While we have a little dead air, Bijan, any programs we want to promote?
Yes, check me out on the San Diego Public Library Virtual Hub on Facebook on Fridays at noon. I've got a series of Black History Month story times right now where we're learning about different Black American hero figures. Tomorrow's story time, we're going to be learning about Harriet Tubman. It's going to be a big one.
Cool. And then Vanessa, in addition to being a blind date with a book today, we had talked about a program that the library is going to unveil here pretty soon that is similar to Blind Date with a Book. So why don't you give me a rundown on that?
Yes, actually, it is already live. So we here at the library and the library shop are all about giving. So in thanks for your participation and presence today, everyone is eligible for a free matchbook consultation. What is matchbook, you ask? It is not an actual book of matches, but we're ready to reignite your love of reading. If you're always wondering what to read next, simply fill out the matchbook reading profile about books and authors you love, and a librarian will send you a personalized reading list. And this isn't being done by computers, everybody. This is a real live librarian at the other end of your email. So, as a matchbook matcher, I can tell you there's no greater joy in my life than providing the right match for one of our matchees. So sign up today and make a librarian's day. And the best part is Matchbook is always free for everyone. We might not be able to put a monetary value on Matchbook, but the joy of reading is priceless. Visit sandiego.gov/matchbook to fill out your profile now.
Wow, that was amazing. I'm Mina. If you're out in the audience, I've invited you on screen. So I'm reprompting. If you could click something, hopefully will pop up asking you to accept and turn on your camera. This is, I think this would have been straightened out in the rehearsal. Christina, what do you think?
I just drove by Central Library, right?
Yeah. All right, we are going to pivot here and see if our next contestant, let's see.
It's going to be tough. I don't know, that microphone, Mr. B, is, that's pretty intimidating.
Oh. For a second there, I was like, uh-oh, is it making a lot of noise?
No, you sound amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Selena, if you're in the crowd, I have just invited you up. Hopefully you can join us and be our contestant. Here we go. There's Selena. Congratulations.
Hey.
Hi. And welcome to Matchbook.
Hello.
Let me get my script here. Selena, this is perfect. Selena is an aspiring librarian who lives her life according to the whims of her corgi or Overlord, Watson. Her boyfriend says things like, "There's no more room in our apartment for more books," but she really doesn't understand what that means. Selena recently read and loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, then decided to punish herself by rereading Dune. So, Selena, welcome to Blind Date with a Book.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
Well, do you have 3 questions for our 3 books?
I do. Yes, I do.
Let's fire away.
My first question, quarantine has been kind of hard. A lot of us have been finding ourselves with a lot of extra time. I was wondering what each of your books picked up as a quarantine hobby. Did you guys start baking bread, doing arts and crafts? What quarantine hobby did you start? Maybe Christina, if you can start.
Sure. I think my book is going to inspire you to want to do some baking, just something really cozy around the house with the people you care about. Fun stuff.
I like that. I like eating, so I like the sound of that. Maybe Vanessa?
So I have been working on my lock picking skills, and some of those other criminal activities that not that I'm committing crimes, but I've been working on the skills to make sure that I can do them if I ever wanted to.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. I hopefully won't get in trouble. Mr. B?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what. I have been putting a lot of time and effort into my rap game. I have just been doing all the flows, all the rhymes, but also I've been looking up a lot of my history in terms of my favorite rap figures, Tupac, Biggie, Nas. And I'll tell you, my flow has been relentless. It's been amazing. I've been making a few mixtapes on the side, and I can't wait for you to hear my music. It's good stuff.
That sounds like a good hobby. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with, I have my little list of questions.
Yeah.
He's not playing games at school because of recess.
If you could go to travel to any time period, when would you go? Vanessa, we can start with you.
The Industrial Revolution sounds pretty cool. Lots of opportunities there, lots of changes happening. So if you wanna commit some crimes,
That's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Christina?
I'm really happy where I am right now. I think there's so much good that's out there. I love what's happening. But if I was to go back sometime, I don't know, maybe I'd want to go back to maybe a historical kind of like to go visit, not quite an Austin kind of thing, but something like that, something kind of romantic and sweet and just nice.
That's a good one. Mr. B?
Well, Selena, I mean, right now I'm kind of comfortable because I'm really wanting to be an activist. I really want to fight the power, and tell everybody about my culture and just be like, you know what? This isn't right what's going on right now. And, just speak to that moment. But on the same side, I kind of want to travel back to the 90s and the 80s and the golden age of rap and, meet some of my figures like, Rakim and Jay-Z and all those people. I'm excited.
I've worked for the foundation for 7 years, just hoping there'd be an Eric B. and Rakim reference.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's happened now. It's amazing. Selena?
Okay, last one. Let's go with, so we already talked about what time period you would travel to. What about where in the world would you travel? It can be fictional or real, whatever you prefer. Let's start with Mr. B.
Okay. Well, I would travel to probably New York, maybe Alabama, just wherever I can really relax in the sun, maybe hang out with some of my peeps, on the side. But if you guys don't mind, in particular you, Selena, I have a little rhyme for you also, if you don't mind, for my closing.
Okay,
So,
of course.
Here we go. My prose and flows will ignite the flame that stirs deep when you read me, that'll excite the brain. My themes are like dreams. They test your deepest struggle. But when you open up to what I have to say, I'll make that cookie crumble. My peeps are the illest. Their lives are the realest. Learn about them through me, and your perspective will be the chillest. So pick me and you won't go wrong. I'll make that woke game all the more strong.
That microphone is not fair. It's just
I know.
so professional.
Sorry, Vanessa, I'm going to ask you to go up next after him.
You know, there is, I've heard of a place in the middle of what one might call like the Arctic that has a court that they say is impossible to break into or break out of. And I am always up for a challenge. So I would bring you and 5 of my closest friends to see if we can get some stuff done.
Okay. Sounds very productive.
And illegal.
Possibly. Only if we're caught.
Yeah.
Christina?
Well, I think I would actually go to Korea. I grew up here in America. But look at me, right? I want to go back and see my roots. I want to kind of learn more about my culture and my history and my family. And so I think if I was actually able to travel somewhere else, it would be Korea because, I feel like I'm all American. I've grown up here and everything, but there's still something about, my family's history that I would like to learn more about, that culture. And so if I was to travel somewhere, it'd be Korea.
I would love to go to Korea.
So Selena, one thing I didn't point out as a alternate contestant that just jumped in for us, which thank you for doing that. You accidentally ended up in the young adult round. So these are all young adult books.
I wondered if I like a good young adult novel.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
you. So could you please tell us which book you'd like to go on a date with?
Okay, so you all sound awesome. One of you, I'm not gonna lie, it would be a little awkward because I'm pretty sure you're my ex. So this time around, I think that rap got me. Let's go with Mr. B's book.
Mr. B. Okay, Vanessa, why don't you reveal your book?
So my book is 6 of Crows by Lee Bardugo. And basically, I prepared this little thing, so I'm going to read it anyway. I like long heists on the beach, or rather in the streets of an Amsterdam analog. I'm never happy, but if I was, I'd be doing things with the rest of my gang. Hanging out with some of my best and most talented associates is my idea of a good crime, or time. So basically what happens is this gang of teens is hired to break into the ice court to kidnap a scientist who had already been kidnapped. So they're kidnapping the kidnapped scientist so for someone else, not for his home country. So they are trying to break into the ice court, which is impossible to do. There's magic. There is lots of plotting and manipulating involved. It's like Ocean's 11 meets Breakfast Club meets Leverage. But none of them are really nice people. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's okay.
So Crows is my ex, but it was a very amicable break, and he's actually one of my top 3 YA recommendations.
Oh, nice! You always call him back when
yes,
when
exactly.
you have that feeling.
Yeah. Christina.
My book is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I actually heard about this book a couple years ago when they did a Netflix adaptation, which I have not watched yet because I love the book so much, and I'm afraid I won't love the films.
Good for you.
It's a sweet story. It is the most charming, happy fluff. I love it. So basically the story is Laura Jean is a high school student, and she has this thing where whenever she has a crush on a boy, she writes a letter. And it's the letter that she goes into her feelings about what she likes about them and what she doesn't like them. And it's how she resolves her feelings. And once she's done writing her letter, she sets it aside and she doesn't send it, and she's at peace. One day her letters are mysteriously sent out, and she's like, oh no, what do I do? And she finds out that one of the letters went to her first, like her junior high crush, and another letter went to the boy who lives next door, who is her most recent crush. And she doesn't want the most recent crush to know. So she and the junior high boy pretend to date each other so the new boy won't find out. And it's a sweet story about how can fake relationships lead to real feelings? What do you think? And then, but it's also, what I love about the book is a couple things. A, she's a Korean American in living in the South, and especially as a mixed race, you know, like I'm half Japanese, I'm half white, and it's like you don't see that very often, like that mixed race character of Asian descent in stories. And so that was really nice to see that in a story. It was also what I loved about the book too is that she is complete in who she is. She's happy, she's a homebody, and she's proud. And she's not somebody that needs to be made over. She is a lovely human being as she is. And it's about about her seeing that other people see it in her, that she was fine as she was the whole time. It's not a makeover book. And I think that's a really positive thing for young girls to get to read. It's a lot of fun. And there's 2 more. You can enjoy them all.
Cool. Vanessa, Christina, thank you for being with us. And we are now going to go to Mr. B. Let's reveal to Selena what her blind date book will be.
Are you ready, Selena?
I'm
Here
ready.
Ta-da! Your book is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. It is the follow-up, not necessarily sequel, but the follow-up book from Angie Thomas. From The Hate U Give, her first book. So this is an amazing book, I must say. It basically stars a 16-year-old young African-American girl named Bree, who goes to a high school that's basically she won the lottery of basically going to a more affluent school than her local neighborhood. She's bused there, as well as a few of her, students that are from the neighborhood that is less, it's a little bit more hood, let's say. But it deals with a lot of the prejudices that she has to deal with in terms of the high school setting, not only of her classmates, but also the teachers. She often brings up the fact that a lot of her classmates, her white classmates, will be like, talking back to some of the teachers or say a few things. And yet she says one thing, instantly sent to the principal's office. Instantly, people are being intimidated and feeling like that she's threatening. And mostly it's also about her love with rap music, her love with historical rap music, but also the fact that she wants to be a rapper, just like her father, her late father. And I'm not going to reveal too much, but let's just say she finally gets on the come up, which means that you have your big break. And it deals with her journey of finding the one song that makes you popular and dealing with that, but also the things that she says isn't necessarily true about herself. She's much more of a nerd, more of a bookworm, but yet she's talking about guns and clapping and repping her hood and repping the sex and all this stuff that most people are like, that's not you. Why are you rapping like that? And it deals with a lot of these things that a lot of young rappers tend to talk about or deal with. It's like, do I stay true to myself, or do I just try to be this person that everybody expects me to be? A lot of really cool psychological and sociological things about being young, Black, and American.
Did you do that rap, or was it from the book?
I must say, I wrote this down about 20 minutes before I got on today. But it was really fun to think up. I was like, let's wrap this. Why not? It's very emblematic of the book.
Mr. B, you're amazing as always. Check out Mr. B's Friday programs, Facebook, right? Facebook Live.
Yes, sir. And Selena, your corgi is so adorable. I have a dog myself.
Thank you.
Nala. I love you, Nala.
See you, Mr. B. Selena, we will get your book to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, what's up?
And it's 5 o'clock on the dot. So Wendy, I brought you up. I think we can fit in one more round.
Oh, great.
So let me get our librarians in here real quick. This may or may not work out. Do you know any graphic novels, Terry?
Oh my gosh. I'm not a big graphic novel person, but Selena.
Okay, this is going to be a graphic novel round here if we can get everybody up.
Oh, Selena, who was the previous contestant, was an amazing. She is like hardcore graphic novel.
Do you think we should have her play a book to pay it back for getting a free book?
Probably could do it on the fly
Yeah.
quite easily.
Okay. Let's see. I'm waiting on Marissa. Hey, Azalea.
Hi.
How are you doing? So, everybody, it's Azalea. You are now at Skyline Branch, correct?
I am.
The branch manager at Skyline. And Bonnie, you are upstairs at Central in the gallery. Is that correct?
That's me up here in the tower.
Okay. So, San Diego Public Library representing on this panel. Marissa, where's Marissa? Marissa, I'm going to boot you out. Blocking my browser. Okay, Wendy, in the interest of time, we're going to narrow your choices to 2 books.
Okay.
So just for context, everyone, Wendy advises students at UC San Diego. In her free time, she likes to read food history and eat great food, but she can't cook it all. Last book that she read that she really liked was Revolution at the Table by Harvey Levenstein. So Wendy, welcome to Blind Date with a Book. Why don't you ask our 2 books your questions?
Okay. And I was looking at my list of questions, and I have to admit my second question I didn't like, so I actually can narrow it even down to 2 questions, and hopefully can make a great choice from there.
Perfect.
I am clearly obsessed with food, and it's been too long since lunch. So I have been thinking for both of you, if this was, for in the spirit of your books, if this was your last meal, what would you want to eat?
Bonnie?
I am going to be in this futuristic new wave where I am kind of like Star Wars, where I pop a pill and suddenly my food grows out of nowhere. So I could have the ultimate meal in a matter of seconds.
I need that because I haven't cooked dinner yet, and it's like we're running late here, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Azalea.
I guess if you went on a date with me, your last meal would be this amazing pie that was baked by a secret princess. It's absolutely delicious.
And secret.
And secret.
Secret pie.
Like you don't even know it's from a princess.
I never order the secret pie when it's on a menu. That's like a no-go for me.
It's a fruit pie, but I don't know what specific fruit it was.
All right.
A secret fruit.
Ooh, secrets. I do like that. Okay. God, no, and my mind is just obsessed with food, but I have to move on to the other question. If you can get and maybe we'll start with Bonnie. If you can get any wish granted, what would that wish be?
Any wish granted. I am going for intergalactic peace.
Ooh.
Peace in my kingdom would be the ultimate wish, or what I'm working forward, striving toward.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. Okay. Azalea, what do you think?
So I'm kind of a story within a story within a story. So I feel like I have 2 wishes. Like one is just to be accepted as I am. And then the other one is to be human.
Oh.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've actually made my choice, and Bonnie, I have to say that was awesome. But when I heard secret within a secret and secret and want to be human, Azalea, I think I'm gonna have to go with you.
Yes.
Wow. I have like Azalea, like you won something. It's just okay. Bonnie, show us your book.
Okay, so my book was Saga by co-creators Brian Taquan and Fiona Staples. It's like the intergalactic epic saga, right? The story, 2 characters, it's set in this like modern day Romeo and Juliet that come from opposite sides of the galaxy. Their galaxy is in internal war. they end up coming together, having a child, and now they find themselves fugitives and the most wanted people in the galaxy. So the writing is really strong. It's really relaxed, but he's really confident, and the artwork is just amazing. And just it's set to be 108 issues, but I hear that issue 55 is going to be released this year. So that was one of the big reasons why I chose this book, to get everybody just aware that issue 55 might be coming out this year.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Writing that down.
Bonnie, thank you for doing this. Awesome book. And now let's unveil which graphic novel that Wendy will be going on a secret date with. Yeah.
Well, I don't have my physical form, but I printed this out just for this game. It's The Magic Fish by Chung Lin. And I love myself, I guess. This is a really refreshing coming of age story about a boy who's from an immigrant family, and also it's about the reinvention of folk tales. And I love this book. It's not what I expected based on the cover. I guess it's about love, acceptance, and just like messing with fairy tales. It's so beautiful.
Amazing.
Wow.
And I like the message of hope, which is totally needed in 2021, which is part 2020, but hopefully better.
Amen to that. Azalea, thank you so much for doing this. I can always depend on you when I have a ridiculous idea, so thank you for participating. Wendy, we will get your book to you soon. So thank you for being a contestant on the first ever blind date with a book. And Terry, I didn't really prepare any closing remarks. I've been a roller coaster ride. This just flew by.
This is super fun, and I think we should do it again.
Okay. Be sure before you leave, guys, click on the master plan survey link. Nothing says I enjoyed a great event like clicking on a survey link afterwards. So please do that. And Terry and I will get back to you guys when we do another blind date with a book. But until then, thank you for joining us, and have a great evening.
Yes.